I definitely was very driven as a kid, and very willful. Um, One of the things that I remember most from my childhood is I was, I think, 6 or something, maybe around that age. I was just learning to read, basically, and I was grounded one afternoon and prevented from going to play with my cousins who lived on the other side of town. And I disagreed with this, so I escaped from my nanny and walked across town.
At 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I could barely read the road signs. So, I mean, irrespective, this was obviously a very foolish thing to do because something terrible could have happened to me. I could have been kidnapped or run over or something like that.
Right.
But I was so determined to go clear with my cousins that I basically walked clear across the city, the capital city.
At 6 years old?
Yeah. That summer of '95, I was looking at the internet, and it seemed to me like the internet was going to have a big effect on humanity. So I thought, well, I can either work on electric vehicle technology and do my PhD at Stanford and watch the internet get built, or I could put my studies on hold and try to be part of the internet. And at first I tried to get a job at Netscape because that was the only internet company, and they didn't respond to me. So then I was like, okay, if I can't get a job at the only internet company, then I better try starting something. But I talked to my professor and I said, look, I'm going to try starting a company. It's probably not going to succeed. And if it doesn't succeed, can I come back? And he said, sure, no problem. And so I put my studies on hold and started the company. I certainly have lost many battles. So far, I've not lost a war, but I've certainly lost many battles.
How many battles?
Oh, yeah, more than I can count, probably. I mean, we had many, at Tesla, we came many times close to bankruptcy. In fact, at the end of 2008, we were only a few days from bankruptcy. It was literally 2 days, or 3 days maybe. The success looks maybe more obvious now, but it certainly did not look like that in the past.
What kind of characteristics does an entrepreneur need or have to be someone like you, to do what you're doing?
Well, I think certainly you need to be very driven and have a high pain threshold. I mean, it's really hard starting a company. I mean, you have to basically be prepared to work constantly. You know, from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. You have to be willing to deal with a lot of difficult problems and thorny problems. You have to be willing to deal with an enormous amount of stress, and you just got to push yourself super hard.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it for most people. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. And then
a lot of work.
All those things improve the odds of success.
Okay.
I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.